Kim Taehyung has been confirmed to have suffered a broken rib during intense military training. This incident not only sparked widespread sympathy, but also ignited emotions in Park Jimin, known as Taehyung's closest friend. Even more surprising, Jungkook chose to remain silent, creating a wave of speculation among the global army. What exactly is going on between them? The incident occurred during an advanced military training session that Taehyung was undergoing in a special forces unit. He was known to be part of an extreme training program only attended by a select few soldiers. Military insiders revealed that the training involved heavy loads, long-distance running on rough terrain, and physical endurance tests under extreme temperature conditions. During this session, Taehyung reportedly suffered a severe blow to his chest after falling while descending a slippery slope. An initial examination by the military medical team revealed that one of his ribs was fractured, and immediate medical treatment was provided. However, what was more concerning wasn't just the physical injury, but the public reaction that followed the spreading of this news. Instead of receiving empathy, parts of the fan community shockingly accused Taehyung's injury of being a fabricated drama to garner attention. This accusation surfaced alongside visual documentation of Taehyung wearing a chest bandage and attending an internal military ceremony, which was later shared by his colleagues as a form of support. Sharp comments soon appeared, claiming that Taehyung just wanted to look heroic, or even seeking a stage through his injury. A strong reaction came from Park Jimin, who was reported to be furious and unable to control his emotions. In an indirect statement he made through the official military account for fans, Jimin mentioned the lack of humanity and empathy towards soldiers who risked their health for their country. A close source revealed that Jimin was deeply affected by the public's reaction toward his friend and even made an official request to his unit's command to accompany Taehyung during his recovery, although this was denied due to military protocol limitations. Furthermore, Jimin's anger was not only caused by the public comments, but also by the lack of support from within the group, particularly from Jungkook. Jungkook, known for his strong emotional bond with Taehyung, had not made any statements, either officially or privately. Jungkook's silence triggered controversy among fans, with some viewing it as indifference, while others believed he might be emotionally struggling and chose not to exacerbate the situation. Jungkook's lack of comment became a hot topic of discussion on platforms like Weverse, Twitter, and international fan forums. Many questioned why such a close friend did not show any support, even in the simplest form. In one viral post, an army member wrote, "We don't need a long statement or drama. Just one sentence from Jungkook to calm everything down. His silence hurts more than 1,000 insults from outside." The situation heated up further after a military colleague of Taehyung, Ma Sung-ho, appeared on a national TV show and called Taehyung one of the most dedicated soldiers he has ever met. He also revealed that Taehyung had personally bought sports equipment for his fellow soldiers due to the limited available facilities. This statement indirectly defended Taehyung against accusations that he received special treatment because of his celebrity status. Ma Sung-ho added that Taehyung not only followed all the processes with discipline, but also demonstrated exceptional leadership and solidarity within his unit. He never asked for special treatment. Even when injured, he still prioritized others, said Ma. This statement received widespread support from fans and the general public, but on the other hand, it intensified pressure on fans who had previously doubted the authenticity of Taehyung's condition. Meanwhile, BTS's management and HYB have not released an official statement. However, an entertainment industry source stated that they are closely monitoring the situation and considering issuing a formal statement soon, depending on the results of further medical evaluations of Taehyung's condition. This delay has also become a focal point, as the public demands transparency and clarity from the agency regarding the situation of their member, who is currently serving his country. Amid all the commotion, the primary focus should remain on Taehyung's physical and mental recovery, as well as the emotional stability of the other members, who are also under immense pressure. The military is not an entertainment stage, and physical injuries are not fodder for cheap speculation. Unfortunately, In a world where the line between privacy and public consumption is increasingly blurred, even broken bones can become a commodity for opinion. As Taehyung struggles with his pain, Jimin is angry over the distorted sense of justice, and Jungkook chooses silence amid the storm. One thing is certain. This incident has opened many eyes to the fact that behind the glamorous screen, idols are also human. They bleed, they hurt, and they have limits to their patience. The question now is not just who is right or wrong, but whether we, as the public, still have empathy for those who have given so much to the entertainment world. The situation involving Kim Taehyung, Park Jimin, and Jungkook is now not just about physical injuries and personal emotional dynamics. It has evolved into a social issue that demands broader attention, about how the public reacts to information, how the media shapes perception, and most importantly, how the boundary between reality and sensationalism is increasingly blurred in this digital era in a society driven by algorithms. It's no surprise that every piece of information, especially when involving public figures like BTS, can quickly escalate without proper verification. We are faced with the narrative of Taehyung being injured, Jimin being angry, and Jungkook staying silent. But how much of all this can we truly be sure is accurate? Are we really certain that Taehyung's rib was broken due to military training? Or could this have been dramatized by the social media hunger for emotional content? When Jimin is described as greatly angered, is there any explicit statement from him confirming that anger? And Jungkook's silence, does it truly mean indifference? Or is it simply a form of emotional restraint in handling a sensitive situation? We need to remind ourselves that the information presented in this article comes from various secondary sources, such as TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and numerous entertainment media outlets that do not always prioritize journalistic accuracy. Nonetheless, these pieces of information still hold considerable influence in shaping public perception, even before the core facts are fully verified. At this point, it is important to ask you, the readers, observers, and fans, to reflect and ask yourselves, are we consuming the truth, or just a narrative constructed for emotional engagement? Have we become victims of clickbait culture that frames every expression or event as material for emotional exploitation? When you see an analysis video on TikTok about Jungkook's blank stare, or an emotional post on YouTube concluding that Jimin can't take it anymore, have you ever paused and wondered, where's the original source from? Who constructed this narrative? For what purpose? In an era where speed outweighs accuracy, it is essential for us to cultivate reflective awareness in consuming information. Don't just swallow a narrative because it seems visually convincing. Don't believe one perspective just because your emotions agree with it. Take a moment to think, what would the impact be if this information turned out to be false? Who benefits if public emotions are fueled by news that hasn't been proven true? This phenomenon is not just about BTS. It's a reflection of how the reality of celebrity and the military, two major institutions that are usually closed off, can be twisted by public opinion driven by social media. When an idol like Taehyung falls ill or gets injured, do we have the right to immediately accuse them of acting? Or have we lost our sensitivity as a civilized society? Imagine if this incident were not involving a public figure, but one of your own friends. A friend of yours is injured while performing their national duty, and instead, they are accused of faking it for sympathy. How would you feel? Could we have gone too far by allowing suspicion to overshadow care? And about Jimin, did the emotional reaction reported truly happen? Or was it just an interpretation by netizens looking for a narrative arc in the drama of reality? Remember, celebrities like Jimin do not have full freedom to express their feelings publicly, especially while serving in the military. So, how can we conclude his anger or sadness based solely on snippets of images or unofficial text? Meanwhile, Jungkook's silence also needs to be viewed from various angles. Does silence always mean indifference? Or is it a form of protection for his friend's privacy and dignity? In a world where every word can be misinterpreted, maybe silence is the only safe choice. Yet the question remains, can the silence of a public figure be interpreted as an attitude, Or are we too quick to demand an opinion from them just for our own satisfaction? Finally, to you reading this, do you believe that what you are reading is a reflection of facts? Or is it just a narrative built from video snippets, emotional captions, and collective assumptions? Are you willing to refrain from blindly believing and start digging deeper, tracing sources, and verifying information before sharing it with others? This is the time for us to develop healthy media literacy.